I now have the pleasure of introducing our first student speaker. Emma Forthofer was born and raised on MDI. She's the daughter of Jeff and Kim Forthofer of Southwest Harbor. She spent 9 years at Pemmitic Elementary School before becoming a Trojan. While in high school, she's received recognition for creating short films and working in Acadia National Park as a photographer. Outside of Emma's love for filmmaking, for taking photos and making films, she also enjoys hiking, reading, writing, and traveling. This fall, Emma will be studying film production at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. Emma Forthofer.
Hi. Welcome to graduation. My name is Emma, and I tried to not tell my family I'd be speaking today so that they would be all surprised when I got up here, but I couldn't make it and I caved last night and I told them. So now they know, there's no surprise, sorry. I must say it is an honor to be chosen by our faculty to speak here today. It's funny, graduating from preschool at Kids Corner in Bar Harbor back in 2004, all us little kids were asked to sit on stage in front of our families, and I was too scared to even do that. I had to sit in the audience with my mom and my dad and make one of them go get my certificate so I could stay safely hidden in my seat. And now here I stand, 13 years later, in front of our senior class of 2017, among our families, our faculty, our community. It's safe to say a lot has changed. I want to talk a little bit about our change. I invite the graduates to take a moment and close your eyes. Breathe in and look inward. Remember your freshman year, what you expected high school was going to be, how annoyed the seniors were when you milled around for too long in the middle of the hallways, your friends, your teachers, yourself. Now think about your seat. Feel your feet on the floor, your heart in your chest, your breath slow and steady, in and out. Feel where you are now, who you are now. How have you changed? 4 years is a long time, an ocean of time to drift and paddle and dip and splash and play in. We have most certainly changed, we've grown. Please slowly open your eyes if you haven't already. Breathe out. Look outward, look at your peers, and see them, their tassels hanging from their caps like yours. Acknowledge their change. They have shifted and flowed and grounded and learned and shaped themselves as you have too. We have had the opportunity in this building, within these same walls, and among this sea of faces, to get to know ourselves. One reason I was asked to speak here today is because I take risks. Now, I think this is hilarious because I do not think of myself as a risk taker, and I'm sure many of you do not either. But it's not so much taking risks, but instead an openness to change. A person dear to me said this: you don't have to do what you've always done to be yourself. Being yourself includes constant creation. Constant creation. Not only is this one of the most important things to ingrain within your mind as you live, that you are in constant creation, that change is you, but to notice that MDI has given us all this gift, a place in which we are surrounded by friends who love us, by adults who push us, and by an island we can endlessly roam, explore, and enjoy. This place that we all share has allowed us to be open to change. It's given us time for finding ourselves, encouraging our experimenting, and cultivating our self-love. We all share this space, this place, this home. Maybe you have a hideaway here, somewhere you escape to when all hell breaks loose. Maybe you shed a few tears here, both good and bad. Maybe you've dreaded every day you've had to drag your body out of bed to roll up here. And maybe you've come away from this building on just a handful of sunny days with a smile given to you by someone else sitting in this room today. Maybe you've connected here with someone in a way that will rest within you for a lifetime. It's important to reflect on these times that we've shared here and the relationships we built here as we get ready, rather happily, to say goodbye. To remember where we've come from and be grateful for it. Grateful to those who've helped show us us. And to remember we are open to change. And now I have a quick story to share with you. I climbed a mountain the other day, right before Decision Day, about a month back. And it was the very first sunny day of spring when hope and light and life was finally being breathed back into the desolate, endless winter gloom. It was very sunny, and I climbed steep rocky steps, forged in place by the sweaty hands of women and men exploring, climbing, and building long before me. And as I climbed, all I could think about was college. How am I ever going to decide where to go from here? Maybe you've tortured yourself with similar questions, whether about college or career or whatever lies next. How do I know where to go? What if I make the wrong choice? How can I even possibly know now what's best for me next? I like to call this kind of worry overactive foresight, a desperate need to create and cling to a tangible plan in the face of a future which seems so daunting, so uncertain, so open. So I'm climbing, and I'm breathing hard, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to figure out my future and do this? And when I stumbled up the granite through the pitch pines to the summit, let me try to describe it. I smelled pine, Maine pine. The wind was blowing, cool and crisp against my skin, tipping and stirring the mix of barren trees strewn out across the dips and curves of the island before me. Boats bobbed on the ocean below, the size of ants compared to the dark blue sea that stretched off, away. I settled down on a flat rock at the top of the mountain and rested. An old piece of wisdom floated into mind. These mountains that you've been carrying, you are only supposed to climb. Then I teared up and called my mom and rested some more. I tell you this story today with a request. I ask you to be present, to feel and experience these moments that you have now, to plan for your future and form your ambitions, yes, to have goals and push yourself towards them, but all that lies down the road. And in the meantime, we sit here together today because of our pasts, all that we have accomplished that has brought us together here to rejoice in the combined winnings of us now. And let me tell you something about our class. We do have reason to celebrate. Griff, and you all know Griff, said something to me a few months back in passing in one of those halls. He said, "It must be nice to be surrounded by champions." Surrounded by champions. And it is really nice to be surrounded by champions. But you all know it's not quite the titles that qualify us as this. It's the power, the drive, the hunger, the thirst, the commitment, the consistency, the pure passion, the love that comes behind the title in us. It is everything that exists here on this island that has given us the capacity to be champions. And it's us who have taken these visions, who have cultivated them and deep-rooted them into our own blood and bones, who have set high expectations and held them for ourselves, and who have led our ways, our own ways, to attain our dreams. Us who are still here now, from this day forward, redefining our visions and growing to fulfill them. Take this time for you, the energy to truly be present today and in the days to come. Because I have no fear, no worry, that as our looming futures tick closer, you are already more than prepared to do and will do what you set out to do with all of your very being. Because leading is fundamentally a part of you, poured and solidified into the foundation of your bones. How can you not rise to the challenge? It's part of who you are. Leading and being open and welcoming to change. We are the class of 2017. A class of Trojans, a class of champions, a class of leaders. We are leaders. Let's lead.